Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Today is Sunday, May 12th, 2024. We got a whole lot of stuff we need to get done around here. One of the things we're going to do right now is get our super hots that we've overwintered planted into a larger container. We're going to be using this. I'm going to say that's probably a 35-gallon nursery pot. I'm not exactly sure. It's pretty large. And so let me show you what we're going to be planting to start with. So this is our Trinidad Moruga Scorpion. It's overwintered in this little one gallon. As you see, it's plenty alive. We're gonna try to get that one planted probably right here. Then we have the Scorpion Bhut Tea. As you can see, it didn't make it. For whatever reason, did not make it but out of the 5 we attempted to overwinter, 4 of them did. So this one is our Bhut Jolokia, better known as the ghost pepper, and as you see, it overwintered quite well. There's a pepper right there. It's all dried out. Those seeds are probably pretty good to plant. I might have to save those, but anyway, so I'll probably put that one right here. Then the next one is a peach reaper. So this is a peach colored Carolina reaper, and you can see that one made it. It's got lots of new growth on the stem. I'm tempted to cut it off shorter, but I'm probably not going to do that. I think we'll plant that one here, right here. And then last but not least is just a regular Carolina Reaper, which is the difference between this one and the one before is this one turns red when it ripens and that one's a peach colored, but as you can see, it made it as well. So what we'll do is plant all 4 of them in this one container. It's way more soil than they've had. These plants that grew their entire time in these small pots. So I started them last year, got a few peppers off of each one, and then had them in the greenhouse all winter, and they managed to survive it. They're probably kind of root bound inside these pots. We'll just have to see. I think I'm going to stop the camera and move y'all just a little bit closer so you can see what I'm doing here. So let me do that. All right, I think that's going to work. Y'all can see a little better of what I'm doing here. So let's take and set these back down here for now. And we're going to start with that peach reaper right there in that far corner. Little trowel there. Bring one back up there just for a sec. Where we're going to line them up. Line that one up there, line that one up there. All right. That, that should work pretty good. Don't really matter that much. They'll likely fill this thing in pretty well, and when we're done, you won't really actually be able to hardly tell where they're planted. My guess is they're probably quite root bound. I would think. What it looks like when we take it out of the pot. Let's see here. Surprisingly enough, they didn't really try to grow many roots outside the pot, and I mean, it's a little root bound there, barely, but overall, it's not as bad as you might think it'd be. So this is the Peach Reaper. I'm gonna go ahead and just take that little bit of swirling out of the bottom. Yeah, it's not root bound. Kind of unusual, I think. Ooh, don't mess it up. All right. And so I did get it slightly below where it was in the other container, but it'll be fine. I'm not trying to bury it like way deep like you would a tomato plant, but it's not going to hurt it to pull it a little bit deeper. We actually had some surface roots that I covered up to get it a little bit more sturdy. So there's our Peach Reaper. Now let's find the Carolina Reaper. I think that's this one. Yep, here's the Carolina Reaper. That one's going to go right there. And dig us out a little soil from that spot. We're at with that. That's probably good enough. Push that out. Now this one did have a little bit of roots come out of it, but again, it wasn't like an unusually large amount. We'll just have to see what it looks like inside. Yeah, same, about the same. Nothing overly root bound, but it's definitely ready for another pot because it pretty much has that filled with roots, but not root bound. Yeah, do the same thing with this one. It's a little deeper than it was, but fine. Then once I get them all planted in here, I'll probably trim them up just a tiny bit. There's a few dead branches up there we can clip off. Next one we're going to plant is the, go ahead and plant the Trinidad Scorpion. We'll plant it over here on the side right here. That one right there. It's that little spot. And I think there's going to be plenty of room in this for 4 pepper plants. I mean, these are super hot. You don't need that many anyway. So. Want to see some suffering, you can watch me eat one on a video I did a while back. But Anyway, never did eat one of the Carolina Reapers. I guess that's going to be this year. Let's see how that works. Yeah, I think that's probably good enough. So you say that one, if anything, was the most root bound, but still not crazy. What I can say is it needed some soil, and it's about to get some, so that's good. Like that. Now let's get it to fit in there. Again, it's going to be slightly deeper than it was in the other pot, but that's going to be a good thing for it. At least I think it will be. That's a little closer to that one than I really wanted it to be. It is what it is now, so it's all right. Yeah, they're sharing the pot, so I don't really think that matters that much. Last but not least is going to be the Bhut Jolokia ghost pepper. And if the Scoville ratings are to be believed, this one we're planting now is the least hot out of all of them, but it's still extremely hot. I would say the Carolina Reapers are supposed to be the hottest. Then that Trinidad Moruga Scorpion is just slightly behind. Still very hot. And then this one here, again. So yeah, look at all that missing soil, like perhaps some creature's been up in there. Definitely, there's like a tunnel through it. I'm gonna say something was in it. And there's definitely some roly-polies in there. I don't think they're what done that, but maybe. What do you guys think? Definitely some tunneling going on in there. But again, it's not overly. It does have a lot of roly-polies living in this one. I guess ain't necessarily a bad thing. These aren't root crops. I mean, well, even root crops, but they're not vegetative crops either. Like so we need to put some soil back in this one because we don't want that, but ain't gotta work for us. This ain't like cabbages and stuff. Them roly-polies can do some damage on, or I think they could mess up some potatoes, but they're not gonna hurt our peppers. Anyway, I think we got it done. We just had to watch them and see how they do. Like I said, I'm not sure I got them as evenly spaced as I necessarily wanted them to start with, but they'll be fine. I don't know. Now what I need to do is do a little bit of trimming in here. Matter of fact, let me pull out these nicer pair of trimmers I got in here. You want a really nice pair of pruners for this kind of a job? Well, these work well. You don't see many people using them. These are Klein. If you want them, they actually are a great handy tool. Klein electrician scissors. And this is actually a Klein's all-purpose snip, so it ain't necessarily even intended for garden use, but believe me, this will probably be the last pruner you ever have to buy unless you lose them, because they're heavy duty. They're going to cut what you need them to cut. So, prune these up just a little bit. Didn't have near as much stuff dying back on it as the others. But yeah, let me go ahead and take it all the way back to that growth, or at least closer to it. That right there. Okay, so I think that's looking pretty good. We're going to end the video right here. I know the last video got pretty long, and I'm not sure how many people is even going to make it to the end of that one, but maybe y'all make it to the end of this one. I don't think it's quite long. So thank y'all for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. And enjoy your day.